Hello everyone, it's Taylor, and today I'm going to be doing the If I Could Only Keep One tag. I believe this tag was started by Kelly Gooch. If you haven't heard of her, I will link her channel down below. I really enjoy watching her. She is a cruelty-free beauty guru. She does a lot of Project Pan things and some palette bingos that are really fun to watch. As this is my no-buy year, I'm kind of coming up with new ways to look at my collection and pick out things that I really want to target getting use out of or even using up. Because of that, I thought that this was going to be a great tag to film because the idea or concept behind the tag is if you could only keep one item in each category of your makeup. For a lot of us, that's kind of a terrifying thought. How can we possibly narrow it down to one thing since we have so much? But I thought it would be kind of fun, so I'm really looking forward to jumping in and trying it. First and foremost, let's start with primer. And if I could only keep one of the primers that I have in my collection currently, it would be this Becca First Light. Yep, this is the First Light priming filter. I will say that I like the backlight priming filter. That's the more golden one. I like that one better than this one. I feel like it just gives a little bit more hydration to my skin, and I like that glow that it also provides. However, the challenge or tag is for the items that you currently have in your collection. So if I had to pick one that I own, it would be the Becca First Light. I'm gonna do these in order of application, so the way that I would put them on my face, you may put them on your face in a different order, but that's okay. We're allowed to do things differently. So after primer, I go straight into foundation, and I would choose the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is relatively new to me. I think I just started using it maybe 6 months or so ago, and this definitely is my tan shade. I don't know if you can see that. It would not work for all this currently. So I haven't tried it during the winter. I've tried it in the summer and fall, and I loved it. It just sits so nicely on the skin, and I find that the product says undetectable. I don't know if it's truly undetectable, but being dry myself, I find that foundation can really easily cake up on me, and I don't ever have to worry about this one doing that. It's like a great makeup day every time I wear it. So after foundation, I go into concealer, and my choice isn't going to be particularly groundbreaking because I know a lot of people probably did pick this when this tag first became popular. It's a little bit of an older tag, but I'm just picking it up because I'm new to YouTube. So the concealer that I would keep, if I could only keep one, is the Tarte Shape Tape. And I know this is a mattifying concealer, well, relatively mattifying, but I find that it covers everything for me. It helps because a lot of foundations are too dark for me. It helps kind of bring everything down to like an even skin tone that works with how pale I actually am. And I really like it. It's got a lot of product in this tube, and it takes quite a while to go through it. So I also appreciate that as well. After I conceal, I immediately go in and set my under eyes, set a few areas around my face, and then set my whole face. I used to be really into baking, and every once in a while I will bake, and I'll even bake sort of this jaw area to get a really clean contour line. However, I just have not been feeling like baking the under eye area so much because it just makes me look very cakey. So, all that being said, I lightly set with this powder, and it is in the Laura Mercier packaging. However, this is just the Covergirl Translucent Light Setting Powder. And for the amount of product you get, for the dollar amount you're paying for it, I just think that it's pretty hard to beat this particular powder. If you have like bone dry, like Sahara Desert dry skin, then maybe it won't work for you. I am normal to dry, I would say. So I find that it does work for me. My only gripe is that it's called translucent light or translucent fair, one of the two. It's not either of those things. It is a little bit, there is a color to it, and sometimes I feel that it makes my foundation too dark, but I mean, for a drugstore price, it's really hard to beat. I'm gonna go straight into bronzer, which I had to think really hard about because bronzer is difficult. On the everyday, I wear a little bit of a matte bronzer and a little bit of a shimmery bronzer. So I'm very excessive with my bronzer situation. I realize that, but I wasn't going to allow myself to pick one matte and one shimmer. I thought about it, but then I kind of felt like that was cheating. So I'm just picking one, and it is the Too Faced, the Sweet Tea Shimmer, whatever this is, Baked Luminous Bronzer. I love that there's two colors here. So if I'm super fair, I can stay totally over here. For the most part, I do mix in the middle, or even in the summertime, I can go down in this area where it's a little bit deeper. So you get more use out of it. Well, by you, I mean me. I get more use out of it because I can use it throughout the year no matter what my skin tone is. And I just feel like it makes me look alive. Like my skin is glowing, but it's not like a highlighter glow. It's just this subtle, youthful, I don't know, like luminescence that comes from your skin, but it also gives you the warmth of a bronzer. So I just think it's the best of both worlds. Blush is very hard for me. It's a tough category. And if you watched my blush and bronzer video, you will already know that I like a lot of the same colors, a lot of the same undertones, a lot of the same finishes. So this was a difficult one. And I will tell you, I did want to pick NARS Madly to put in this category because it is currently what I'm panning. It's what I'm using every day. It's a great color, very versatile. However, it's not cruelty-free. And if I actually, in some like far off distant world, got my collection down to one item per category, it would be entirely cruelty-free. So I wasn't going to do myself the disservice of picking that NARS blush for my fictional future tailor who only has one blush. That being said, I did choose this Wet n Wild blush in Apricot in the Middle. It's just stunning. I have no problem paying for expensive high-end makeup within reason. However, if you can get good quality things from the drugstore, you don't always necessarily need to splurge and get something from Sephora or from Nordstrom or Macy's, whatever it is. These blushes are, I think, like $5, maybe $4.99. And the three that I've tried so far, this is Apricot in the Middle. I've also tried Rosé Champagne and then Mellow Wine. They're all fantastic. I highly recommend the Wet n Wild blushes. And like I said, save yourself some money and stop splurging when you don't have to. Highlighter. Highlighter is so special because as a dry-skinned person, I like to be able to put glow back into my face once I've, gone through and caked it all up with makeup and set it all down with powder and made it all matte. So I do love a good highlight. I did have a difficult time choosing from this category as well, but when I really sat down and thought about it, it was abundantly clear what my one pick would be, and that is Mary Lou Manizer by The Balm. And this was, I don't want to say it was the first highlighter that came out in the past, 5 years or so, but it was the first big one that I ever heard of. It's just like this OG like such a beautiful champagne, not even champagne. It's not even dark enough to be champagne, but it's, I just love it. You can't beat Mary Lou. Okay, so for me personally, once I finish my face, I then go into my eyes and I start with eyeshadow. Now, this is another category that I wanted to be a little cheater on, and I wanted to show my Life palette, my Z palette, if you will, that has the single shadows that I personally have curated. But for the sake of this challenge, I'm not going to do that. I will show you a pre-made palette, which is the Violet Voss Holy Grail palette. Now, this isn't the most like completely versatile palette, but it would work for me. I really generally stick to warm tones. I don't go into cool tones that often. And while you probably can't do any cool toned looks with this, maybe if you use like brownie points and cool beans or something that's like borderline. I hope that was on the screen because I was kind of over here. You can maybe do a few cool toned looks with this, but the majority is warm toned eyeshadows, warm oranges, warm browns, warm like reddy pinks, and that is right up my alley. So it's like the modern renaissance on crack. I feel like sometimes when I use the modern renaissance, it leaves something to be desired. There are some shades missing with the grouping that you have there. This leaves nothing to be desired. You get everything and then some. And I think they've even like made a Holy Grail XL or whatever it is where it's like even bigger. So if that is the case, then you get everything you need and then some more, which is awesome. And I do like the Violet Voss formula. Their shimmers can sometimes be iffy, but for the most part, they're great lid shades, and their mattes I love hands down. So way to go for the Violet Voss Holy Grail. After I finish my eyeshadow, then I go straight into brows. Actually, that's not true. I go into my setting spray after I finish my eyeshadow, before I do my mascara or any of that stuff because of, you know, hooded eye problems. Anyway, I'm not super crazy about either of the setting sprays that I'm using currently. And then the only other setting spray I have in my collection is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, which I have not even broken into yet. So I don't have anything for you here. If I had to, like, absolutely had to pick one, Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray. That's a tough one to beat, but at $32 a pop, I'm a little bit iffy sometimes. So we're gonna skip setting spray, kind of, I guess, even though I just talked about it for several seconds. And we're gonna go into brows. My everyday brow product is different than my weekend brow product or my filming brow product or my going out brow product. So every day when I'm going to work and I have like 2.5 seconds to put my brows on, I use this the Milk Makeup Kush Fiber Brow Gel in the shade Haze. This is sort of like the taupe color, if you will. And oh, I just love how it makes my brows look. I like a spiky, feathered brow deal, and I like messy brows, and I don't like, you know, perfectly carved twin eyebrows. I like them to be like, girl, did you like check your eyebrows before you left the house? I kind of like that vibe. Don't ask me why. But this gives a very sort of editorial, feathery, spiky eyebrow look, and the color is perfect for my brows, and it sets my brows in place. I have long brow hairs as well, so I'm very particular about brow gel, and this one does a good job of like smacking everything down and keeping them like up and fluttery. So it's a great brow gel for me. After brows, we go into mascara, top and bottom. Past Taylor was high maintenance enough to require two separate mascaras, one for the bottom lashes, one for the top lashes, because that's what the beauty gurus do a lot of the times. And don't you know, you have to do exactly what you see on YouTube. However, I'm trying to get out of that, especially with my no-buy year. It just doesn't really work because eventually I would like to get down to one mascara. Besides the one I'm going to show you, I only have 2 others. So I'm not far from having, you know, only one and then 0 mascaras in my collection. Mini ramble rant over. The Covergirl Super Sizer Mascara, and this is just the Super Sizer. It's not waterproof. It's not the Super Sizer fibers. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to show you. This brush, it's not gonna focus. It's not gonna focus for me, but you can kind of see the shape of it. It's a really weird shaped brush. You can lay it flat this way and the little spikies get all up in your brows and like kind of fan everything out, and then you can turn it this way. This is a very technical, you know, reenactment I'm showing you here. You turn it like vertically and coat your lashes with additional product. Then you flip it back to the horizontal and comb through again, and it's just a very easy product to build up without being too much, and it doesn't transfer on me. I think this one is starting to dry out because I've noticed a little bit of flaking towards the end of the day, but when it's first opened, it definitely doesn't do that, and it's just such a good mascara, and again at a drugstore price. Last but certainly not least, I do my lips. And during the week when I'm sort of rushing out the door, I don't know why this has become like a during the week, this is what I do. Maybe I probably wouldn't do like a live get ready with me because I get up very early for work, but maybe I could like recreate what I do during the week for you if anyone would be interested in that. However, during the week, after I finish my face, I just put on some lip balm and then I go to work. And after I've had my morning coffee and kind of like started my day at work, I will throw a lipstick or lip gloss or lip product on. But I don't know why, but I don't even know what the point of me telling you that was. Whatever. In case you wanted to know, that's how my morning routine goes. I have so many different categories of lip product: bullet lipstick, liquid lipstick, lip crayons, lip glosses, you name it. It was very hard to narrow down one lip product, but I think I did a pretty good choice here with the NYX Butter Gloss in Madeline. I love that name, first of all, but second of all, the formula is fantastic. It smells so good. It's like dessert on your lips. And this color in particular it's what I'm wearing today. It's like not a ton of anything. It's just a soft wash of warmth for your lips and a little bit of shine. And I like these glosses because they aren't super sticky or tacky. You can definitely feel that you're wearing a gloss, but it's nothing too crazy. It's the perfect amount of pigmentation. I don't know, I just really like this formula, and once again, it's an affordable drugstore formula. So that's my lip product. We have made it to the end of my If I Could Only Keep One Tag video. And this was hard, but also very eye-opening. If I really sat down and was like, holy moly, say I don't know, I got stuck on a desert island with a makeup bag and one item of each. If I was really stuck on a desert island, makeup would not be a priority for me. But let's just say that's what happened to future Taylor at some point. Knowing that in this game I would be cut off from every other product, it was interesting to go through and pick just one thing. So it was a really fun exercise for me, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you guys enjoyed it, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. I don't know why I did the thumbs up, and I did it again. So we're just gonna keep rolling with it. If you would like more no-buy content from me, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel because this is my no-buy year. And until next time, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you later.